Now the topic before us is components of DBMS. From this picture, you can see the components of DBMS which we will be discussing about are software, hardware, data, users, procedures, and database access language. We will discuss each of these components one by one. First is software. Here we are not talking about the general software which we normally refer to in our computers. Here we are talking about actual DBMS software that facilitates data management, storage, retrieval, and manipulation. Manipulation means inserting of data, updating data, deleting data. The software components of DBMS include database engine, query processor, transaction manager, data storage manager, etc. Next component of DBMS is hardware. The physical infrastructure that supports the DBMS software includes servers, storage devices such as HDD, SSD, and networking equipment. Hardware can be costly depending on the configuration. The maintenance cost of hardware is also high. Now the third component is which we are discussing is DB data. It is not a physical object. It is a collection of facts or figures that can be used to represent something. The main purpose of DBMS is to process data. Most of the organizations generate, store, and process large amount of data. For example, in the case of online sites such as Amazon, eBay, millions of customers approach their site for various types of products. They may be updating their personal information or searching for some products, placing order for the same. So the DBMS has to ensure that all such type of data is properly managed and processed. They have to store, the DBMS system has to ensure that the all this data is properly stored and managed and retrieved as and when required. Database contains both the actual or operational data and the metadata, that is the data about data or description about data. Next is users. There are three kinds of people who interact with the DBMS. First is developers. Developers are involved in developing and designing the parts of DBMS. Then comes database administrators who are responsible for administrating the database. As you know that in any organization, there may be many employees working in an organization. We take the example of a bank in which there are many employees. Some performs the function of cashier, other may be associated with the function of loan disbursement, other person may be dealing with saving account or current account or fixed deposit accounts. That is, all the persons may have different duties, and overall above all there is a branch manager in charge of the specified branch. Then all these persons have different types of roles to play, whereas a loan officer has to take care of the how many customers have obtained loans, whether they are paying in properly. On the other hand, the person dealing with saving or current account has his own role to play. So the database administrator has to ensure that all these persons are given access to the data on the basis of their roles. In the case of branch manager, he may be having access to the data of the whole branch. That is how many accounts are there, whether saving, fixed deposit, current account, loan accounts, whether the performance of the branch is improving or not. Whereas a one step higher, that is the regional manager of the bank, may be having many branches under its control. He has the authority in the DBMS to see the working of large number of branches. He has access to the data of many branches. So database administrator has to ensure how much access has to be given to a particular person. This access of data may be time based or role based. Time based means if a employee may be having shift duty, that is one person from 6 to 6 in the evening morning duty, and other person may be having 6 to 6 night duty. That is role based access, time based access. And how and who should be allowed the to have access to the database? That is, they have to be provided with username, password, or two-factor authentication. So all these type of, that is, who is to be given access, how much access to be given, all these type of decisions have to be taken by database administrators to ensure that there is no unauthorized access to the database. Then the other persons who interact with the DBMS are end users. End users are those who interact with the DBMS. They conduct various operations on the database like retrieving, updating, deleting, etc. Next component of DBMS is procedures. Procedures means the rules and instructions that help us to design the database and how to use the DBMS. These procedures include to log in and log out of the DBMS software. That is what procedures is to be adopted, how we should have access to the DBMS. And then the procedures may include how to manage databases, how to take backups, that is whether the backup is to be stored in the online site or to a site which is away from the database server, main database server, or the backup has to be made in some cloud server. So these are all the procedures. And then generating reports, that is how, which type of reports are essential, such type of are the all procedures. Then the database access language, the language used to communicate with and manipulate the database such as SQL. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.